What is up, guys? Ginter here, and I have a lot of gear that I use to make these Onewheel videos. I have GoPros, 360 cameras, microphones, lights, tripods and stands, and way too many lenses. And lately, I've been playing a lot more with gimbals. Now in the past, I've mostly ignored gimbals because I'm a one-man crew filming myself, and gimbals are usually better for filming others. But if you watched my previous video about a phone gimbal, it had a really neat trick up its sleeve. In fact, I'm using it right now. Okay, before I go any further, full disclaimer, this gimbal was sent to me from Hohem to test out and share with you guys. So, if you are like me and are into making rad one-wheel content, stick around as I tell you more about what makes this gimbal unique. But, if you don't care about cameras and gimbals, I get it. Feel free to skip ahead to the fun one-wheel riding montage timestamp down below. Okay, so this gimbal is called the iSteady MT2 from Hohem, and it's the first gimbal I have that is big enough to handle my Sony cameras. All the previous gimbals that I've ever owned worked only with action cams and point and shoots and mobile phones. But what's nice about this gimbal is not only does it handle my big Sony camera, it can also work with all those previous cameras as well. The kit I have here comes with not only an Arca Swiss mount plate for the Sony camera or any other brand big camera you have, but it also came with this phone mount as well as this GoPro mount. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the mount on here is actually an L mount bracket, which allows you to also mount your camera in portrait mode. So if you're into filming for social media content and you want that vertical real estate, it's totally doable. The other features it has include a fantastic OLED screen for seeing things such as the different mode you're in and battery life. It has ports for charging and controlling your camera while in use, dedicated keyframe buttons for time-lapse shooting or hands-free moving shots, a multifunction control wheel for adjusting things like focus, roll, and the LED light. And last, but definitely not least, my favorite feature, the AI vision sensor. Which also happens to be an RGB LED light. Yes, that's right. It's a magnetically attached AI sensor built into the gimbal that can light and track things for you. In fact, it appears to be the exact same module that's on their mobile phone version of this gimbal called the iSteady M6. And it makes even more sense here because now I can use any camera I own and give it this superpower of tracking. So here's how it works. All you have to do is make an OK gesture with either one of your hands. And once the indicator LED on the front turns green, it'll just start following you automatically. And if you want to stop tracking, you just hold out your hand and it'll stop. You can even reframe the shot if you want and make yourself off center by just making this little bracket gesture and repositioning yourself. So yeah, those are some of the main features of the iSteady MT2. Now let's see what we can create with it. Okay, and we're back. So originally I was planning to try and see what kind of ride video I can create by myself utilizing this AI vision sensor, but I did run into some limitations, at least for my use case. Mainly trying to follow faster ride-by footage, tracking with the sun in the background.
Lost you. Yeah.
And enabling the gesture controls with gloves on.
Now it lost me again. Now it's tracking me.
The other challenge was just trying to maintain a good distance between myself and the gimbal while riding. Too far and the sensor can lose you. Too close and you won't even get the Onewheel in the shot. That's mainly because it uses your face to track, so the camera will look upward at you if you have the gimbal down on the ground. Most of those nuances can be worked around, such as placing the gimbal on a nearby park table to improve the framing and avoid shooting into the sun. But it did make it challenging for self-filming. So in that montage, I did have a friend help film me on any of the follow shots that you saw. With that said, that's where this gimbal really shines. You see, most gimbals still require the operator to try to keep the subject in frame manually, which requires them to stare at the screen the whole time. With the AI vision sensor on the gimbal, you can hand this setup to a friend, tell them to just loosely point it at you like a flashlight, and then all you have to do is make the OK sign to engage tracking. Now your friend can walk, run, or ride while paying attention to where they're going, and the gimbal handles the tracking. For instance, my buddy was riding in front of me, just holding the gimbal backwards, and I just followed and watched it keep me in frame the whole time. Very cool and convenient. So yeah, with any filmmaking gear, it has its place. But right now, I don't think there's anything else out there like this, and I found it valuable for capturing moving riding footage smoothly and safely. If you want to find out more information about the Hohem iSteady MT2 Gimbal, or even the mobile phone version, the iSteady M6, I'll leave links for you down in the description for you to check out. And if I convinced you to pick up one of these gimbals, it would be awesome if you used my links, as it does support the channel at no additional cost to you. With that said, that's Ginter for now. You know the drill. If you enjoyed or found value in this video, do me a solid and bonk that thumbs up button. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already for more content like this. Also, if you have any questions that I didn't answer about this gimbal or how I even make my Onewheel videos, feel free to leave me a comment down below as well. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I wonder if I can dual wield holding gimbals and record myself and someone else at the same time. That'd be really interesting, huh?